Tonight, Governor Adeleke expressed commitment to the welfare of the people as Osun State marks 34th anniversary. President Tinubu says surge in capital market shows investor confidence in reforms. While on the foreign scene, DR Congo and M23 rebels resume talks at implementing truce. Good evening and we're glad to have you join us on the major reports. I am Olubomi Ajiboye Agbola. Osun State Governor Senator Ademola Adeleke has pledged to always act in the interest of Osun people, just as he urged politicians to desist from playing politics with people's welfare. Governor Adeleke stated this at the grand final of the activities marking the 34th anniversary of the state in Osogbo, the state capital. Governor's office correspondent Oluwatobiloba Odunuga has details.
Royal fathers, technocrats and other residents of the state gathered to be a part of the history-making event marking the 34th anniversary of the state. Addressing the gathering, Governor Ademola Adeleke commended his predecessors for their contributions to the growth of the state. Governor Adeleke, who explained that since he assumed office, his government has implemented what many classed as impossible, said his administration has stabilized the public service by granting the civil servant and pensioners their due entitlement. He noted that his administration has addressed the major hindrance to Osun economic growth, huge infrastructure deficit, which stood at 80% when he took over in 2022.
Our government has implemented what many classes as impossible. I am proud to declare today that our administration has stabilized the public service by granting the civil servant and pensioners their due entitlement.
According to him, his administration also reviewed the business climate to make it more appealing to local and external investors by harmonizing the tax system. The governor also made it known that his administration is putting in place machinery to boost and manage the state electricity sector, as a new law on the electricity market is in place, having improved infrastructure, health, education, sport, culture, and tourism.
Our administration remains unshakable, and unstopped. We stand by the people who are the final owner of the state power. You have the power and you guard the power. We must never play politics with the welfare of public. Osun is our common state.
In his speech, the Commissioner for Regional Integration and Special Duties, Dr. Bashir Salam, who was represented by the Special Advisor on Regional Integration, Dr. Kamaldeen Adekelekun, said Osun State has every reason to celebrate as it has continued to grow. He maintained that despite all challenges, Osun State is witnessing model of world development under Governor Ademola Adeleke, urging residents to continue to support his administration.
Since inception, the present administration in the state has impacted positively on the living standard of social and economic lives of the people of the state.
The chairman of the event, former governor of the state, Prince Olagunso Oyinlola, who was represented by the Speaker of the Osun State House of Assembly, Honorable Adewale Ekbedun, showering glowing tributes to the founding fathers of the state. He also lauded the initiative of the present administration to develop the state, saying that he has demonstrated virtues and competence. Earlier in the spirit of celebration, the wife of the governor, Mrs. Titilola Adeleke, had visited the school for children with special needs, Osogbo, where she donated grinding machine, coolers, washing machine and mattresses. Just as she did there, she also visited the children welfare home of the State Ministry of Women, Children and Social Affairs, located at Testing Ground area, Osogbo, where she donated food items and snacks. Authorities of the two places visited could not hide their joy, praying for God to strengthen the administration of Governor Ademola Adeleke. The program climaxed with presentation of awards to notable indigenes of the state in recognition of their contributions to the growth of the state, followed by cutting of the cake and cultural displays. It has been Oluwa Tobiloba Odunuga reporting.
As Osun State celebrates 34 years of creation today, our reporter Oluchi Amoda examines the journey so far in this special report.
On August 27, 1991, the military administration of the then head of state, General Ibrahim Babangida, created 9 new states in Nigeria, which marked a significant development in the nation's political and administrative history, aimed at promoting regional development and reducing regional disparities. Hence, Osun State, with the capital in Osogbo, was created out of the eastern part of Old Oyo State, alongside others such as Abia, Adamawa, Akwa Ibom, Delta, Edo, Enugu, Jigawa, and Katsina states. The creation of Osun State did not come on a platter, as the founding fathers labored assiduously to achieve its creation, and the birth of Osun elicited joy among the people who have yearned for accelerated development. The question is, 34 years down the line, how has the state fared? A former secretary to the state government, Alhaji Fatai Akinbade, who took a retrospective look at the state since its creation and the immense contributions of its leaders to the progress achieved so far, stated that Osun has been blessed with administrators, both military and civilians, whose visionary approach to leadership has continued to put the state on a sound footing of growth and development.
I think we have come a long way in Osun, because when you look at the way the state is being run, you discover that the maturity is there. Because when you talk of development, political development, you are talking of the personnel or personalities that are involved in the polity. And today in Osun, we have produced a lot of human resources, especially governors, senators, representative members, and this understanding has made this governance easier for the chief executive to manage. Because when you look at what we have as the executive council of Osun State, like I said, you discover that most of them are already tested hands. Osun is very peaceful, and why is it peaceful? It's because the government of the day is doing what the populace is expecting them to do. Look at the development in the road, the provision of water, especially the many water supply, like the bowl. In almost all the notes are planned enough for the state, the agriculture, the health sector, and all of that. So that has made everybody to be up-looking, forward-looking to the further development of the state.
Speaking in the same vein, two public affairs analysts, Dr. Saji Akinpelu and Comrade Michael Ebofi, said Osun has consistently justified its existence as it has developed its full potential and leaped steps ahead of its peers. They, however, maintain that it is not yet to huru, as more still needs to be done.
I want to give the credit to all our former governors, and more particularly to the present one, for what they are doing in these states. They have all done their best. You know, government is a continuum. You cannot finish everything. You do your part and you leave the rest for other people to do.
A lot of people are really happy that, okay, we belong to Osun. The past leaders and the key actors in the old Oyo State, we could say that majority of them were even from Osun State. That means Osun have brains.
Alhaji Akibade spoke on the need for cooperation between the leaders and followers to achieve sustainable development.
We should all be ready to pay our taxes and be ready to protect the government infrastructures that has been provided in all the nooks and crannies of the state.
Comrade Ebofi, on the other hand, said it is imperative for the leaders to increase citizens' engagement, especially in rural areas, to further strengthen the already existing peace in the state and give the people a sense of belonging.
We are praying and expecting the state government, especially the present administration, the governor and his cabinet, to really accept this autonomy for the local government so that they can really participate very well in the democratic dispensation and ensure that people have a say in budgeting, have a say in implementation of the budgets, and also ensure that they are able to have a playing ground, a space where they can better engage the government and the duty bearers, so that it not just be as business as usual, where we just pick there, whatever you hear from us on the radio or the television, so be it. No.
They saluted the courage of past and present leaders of the state, starting from Colonel Leo Aburishade, who ruled as the first military administrator from August 1991 to January 1992. Alhaji Isiaka Adeleke governed as the first civilian governor from January 1992 to November 1993. The then Colonel Abel Akale stepped in as a stopgap administrator for 3 weeks between November and December 1993, followed by Anthony Udofia, who ruled from December 1993 to August 1996. Colonel Anthony Obi took over in August 1996 and left in August 1998. Colonel Theophilus Bamiboye served after him from 1998 to 1999 before a return to democracy, which produced Chief B.C. Akande as the second civilian governor from May 1999 to May 2003. Others were Prince Olaguson Yoilola, who succeeded Chief B.C. Akande and was the governor from May 2003 to November 2010. Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesola took over from 2010 to 2018 and handed over to Mr. Adegboyega Oyetola in 2018. The incumbent governor, Senator Ademola Adeleke, assumed office on November 26, 2003, and has continued to sustain and build on the legacies of his predecessors. Osun people who spoke in separate interviews with OSBC News expressed optimism that the future is indeed very bright for the state. OSBC News wishes Osun State a happy anniversary. Oluchi Amuda, OSBC News.
In another development, Osun State government has filed a fresh suit at the Supreme Court against the Attorney General of the Federation, Lateef Fagbemi, over the alleged unlawful withholding of statutory allocations due to its 30 local government councils since March this year. The fresh suit filed comes months after the state government filed an application to withdraw an earlier one filed against the AGF on the subject matter. In the originating summons filed, the state, through its Attorney General and a legal team led by Mike Oxeome and Musibao Adetumbi, is asking the Apex Court to compel the federal government to release all seized funds and to stop what it described as an unconstitutional and arbitrary seizure of local government revenues. The Osun State Attorney General noted that the AGF had ignored subsisting judgments of the Federal High Court Osogbo delivered on November 30, 2022, and the Court of Appeal this year, which affirmed the legitimacy of council chairmen and councillors elected in February this year. The state said the AGF in a letter advised that these funds be withheld pending resolution of the local government crisis. However, the state government maintained that the appeal court ruling had already settled the matter, nullifying the October 2022 polls conducted under the previous administration. President Bola Tinubu has declared that the unprecedented expansion of Nigeria's capital market is a clear verdict of confidence by investors in the bold economic reforms of his administration. Speaking in Brazil, where he received the Director General of the Securities and Exchange Commission, Dr. Emomotimi Agama, and the board of the Nigeria Exchange Group PLC, President Tinubu pointed to soaring market capitalization and trading volumes as evidence that Nigeria's economy is on a new trajectory of resilience and growth under the renewed hope agenda. The president commended the NGX board and the SEC leadership for their role in stewarding the market, emphasizing that sustained dialogue among regulators, operators and government is vital to consolidating the gains and cementing Nigeria's status as Africa's leading investment hub. He assured that his administration would deepen liquidity, expand opportunities and strengthen investor protection to keep Nigeria's markets globally competitive. Meanwhile, the Securities and Exchange Commission Director General, Dr. Gama, hailed the signing of the Investment and Securities Act 2025 as a game changer, describing it as one of Africa's most comprehensive legal frameworks for capital markets. You are welcome to the sports segment. The Super Eagles' first-choice goalkeeper, Stanley Nwabali, has sustained an injury while playing for Chippa United of South Africa. The 29-year-old was stretchered off during the first half of the league match against Richards Bay in pain after going down, with the extent of the injury remains unclear as Chippa United's medical team continues to assess his condition. Nwabali, who has made 21 appearances for the Super Eagles, has been a reliable figure in Coach Eric Chile's plans. His injury comes at a time when Nigeria already has a goalkeeper crisis, with Maduka Okoye unavailable due to a 2-month suspension for illegal betting activities. Reports say it leaves Nigeria with limited options of Amas Obasogie, who plays in Tanzania and has never featured for the national team, and Adebayo Adeleke, who is currently with the Greek club. Nigeria is currently 4th in its qualifying group with 7 points, trailing leader South Africa by 6 with 2 tough games ahead. While on the foreign scene, a new round of talks between the Democratic Republic of the Congo and Rwanda-backed M23 rebels is underway in Doha. The two parties are looking to reach agreement on how to implement a Qatari brokered truce they signed last month. The latest round of talks will focus on a draft proposal put forward by Qatar for a 3-phase peace process. Qatar's foreign ministry said it involves plans to create a mechanism for monitoring the truce as well as an exchange of prisoners. Despite the deal and an earlier one signed between Kinshasa and Kigali in Washington, D.C., fighting has continued in the DRC's north and south Kivu provinces. However, Belgium's foreign minister told reporters that the DRC's President Felix Tshisekedi had already expressed his dissatisfaction with the agreement. And that ends the major reports on OSBC TV. It was edited by Michael Adeni. I am Olubumi Ajiboye Agbola, wishing you a pleasant night.